Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful bubble style romper. It's for baby girls between 0 and 3 months and it's very easy to make. I hope you like it. Now the little romper that we're going to make in the tutorial is for baby girls between 0 and 3 months, but you can easily make it smaller or bigger from a newborn size and up to 9 to 12 months. In the information box below, I'll go ahead and leave you some information on how you can easily make it smaller or bigger, so be sure to check that out. And as always, if you prefer a written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop up here on the right hand side and in the information box below. Thank you so much for your support. Now to make the romper, I used a total of 124 grams, about 122 grams in the main color and about 2 grams in the secondary color. Depending on the size that you make, you may need less or more. Now for the crotch area, you're going to need 5 snap buttons, or you can also use regular buttons. The buttons that I used are 12mm size, and for the back side I used one 10mm size button. Remember that at the end of the tutorial I always leave you the finished measurements. Okay, let's get started. Don't forget to subscribe and activate the notifications bell. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, to begin, I'll be using this 3mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this DK weight yarn. You can also use any number 3 yarn or 8 ply. Okay, so to begin, I have 57 chains. This chain here measures 11.5 inches, which is about 29 centimeters. The stitch multiple for the base chain is multiples of 4 plus 1. Okay, so to begin, on the second chain from the hook, we're going to make 1 single crochet. 1 single crochet into the next chain, single crochet into the next, and so on. All I'm going to do for this first row are single crochets on each one of the chains. So continue like this. At the end of this first row, you're going to have a total of 56 single crochets. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this first row and I have a total of 56 single crochets. Now for the second row, we're going to chain 3 and turn. In this row, we're going to make fans, so beginning into the third single crochet, we're going to count this first one here, 1, 2, 3. Into this third single crochet, I'm going to make my first fan. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Skip 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and into the third single crochet, do the same thing. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Again, skip 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and into the third, make your next fan. This is how you're going to continue for this second row. At the end of this second row, we're going to have a total of 18 fans. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this second row and I have a total of 18 fans. Now to finish here, we're going to skip 1 single crochet, and into this last stitch, I'm going to make a double crochet. And this is how I finish the second row. Now for the third row, you're going to chain 3 and turn. In this row, we're going to make fans inside each one of these chain 1 spaces. So beginning into this first fan, insert your hook and make 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. In this row, our fans are going to have 2 chains instead of 1 here. Now again, jump to the next fan and do the same thing. 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. This is all we're going to do for this third row, so continue like this. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this third row. I have a total of 18 fans. Now to finish, we're going to pinch this second chain here at the end and make a double crochet. And this is how we finish the third row. Now for the fourth row, we're going to chain 3 and turn. Now in this row, we're going to make fans, but these fans for this row are going to consist of 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Okay, so jump to the next fan and do the same thing. 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Continue like this all the way to the end. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 4th row. Now to finish, we're going to pinch the 2nd chain here at the end and make a double crochet at the end. And this is how we finish the 4th row. Now for the 5th row, chain 3 and turn. Inside this first chain 1 space, you're going to make 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. And now what we're going to do is we have these 3 double crochets here for this first fan. So into the 2nd double crochet, which is the middle double crochet, we're going to work a front post double crochet. Then we have the next fan, and in the middle, the 2nd double crochet, we're also going to make a front post double crochet. And now inside the chain 2 space, you're going to make 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. Okay, and now again we have the 3 double crochets of this second fan. Into the 2nd double crochet, which is the middle double crochet, make a front post double crochet. And then we have the next fan, and we have the first 3 double crochets. So into the middle double crochet, which is the second one, make a front post double crochet again. Now inside the chain 2 space, make your next fan. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Okay, so let me show you again. So we have the 3 double crochets of this fan, so into the 2nd double crochet, make a front post double crochet, and then into the next fan, into the 2nd double crochet of the next fan, make a front post double crochet, and then again inside the chain 2 space, make 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. Now this is all we're going to do for this row, so continue like this, just making these fans and the front post double crochets as I showed you all the way to the end, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 5th row. To finish here at the end, we're going to pinch the 2nd chain here at the end and make a double crochet, and this is how we finish this 5th row. Now I'm not going to make any more rows, so what I'm going to do next here is I'm going to chain 1, and then we're going to work single crochets along this side and then along the neckline. So beginning here, we have a double crochet. Inside this space, we're going to make 3 single crochets. Next we have the 3 chains, so in that space I'm going to make 2 single crochets. The next one is a double crochet. In that space I'm going to make 3 single crochets. Okay, and then I have my last chain 3 space, so I'm going to make 2 single crochets. Okay, so now here we have the row of single crochets. Make 1 single crochet there, and then we have the chain. This is the first chain right there. Into that stitch, go in and make 2 single crochets. Okay, and now I'm just going to work along the neckline, making 1 single crochet for each one of these remaining stitches that we have here, just like this. Okay, this is all I'm going to do around the neckline, so continue like this. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at this other side of the collar. Into this last stitch here, I'm going to make 2 single crochets. And then we have the row of single crochets. We're going to make 1 single crochet. Then we have the double crochet here. We're going to work 3 single crochets. And then we have the chain, so make 2 single crochets in that space. And then we have a double crochet, so make 3 single crochets there. And then here at the end of this last space, you're going to make 3 single crochets. Okay, now this part here is done. Now we're going to come back again. So here we're going to chain 1 and turn. Skip this last single crochet we just did, and into the next make a single crochet. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 single crochets. Now I'm going to chain 2 and into the next stitch make 1 single crochet. This is going to be my buttonhole. Now I'm just going to continue around the neckline, just making 1 single crochet until I come here to this other end. I will meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at this other end of the collar. Now here all we're going to do are single crochets along this part here. So just continue making single crochets until you come to the end. I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these single crochets here along this side, and I just cut my yarn and passed my yarn through that last loop, and that part here is done. Now we're going to join both sides together like this. This is the side where we have the buttonhole, so make sure that it goes on top, and now we're going to turn it this way, like this. Okay, now I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the 4th single crochet, I'm going to insert my hook, and then we have this stitch here, right here, this space here. So insert your hook there. So grab a loop, bring it through the front, and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now insert your hook into that same space right here, right there, and make a double crochet. In this row we're going to make V stitches, and we're going to separate our sleeves. Now we have these next 3 double crochets, so insert your hook on top of this double crochet and make a V stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Now move these double crochets like this, and in between here, that's chain 2 space, insert your hook and make a V stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then we're going to work another V stitch, and we're going to make it right here between the 2nd and the 1st double crochet of these 3 here. So insert your hook there and make a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And this is how we're going to work the first fan. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 V stitches. Now between this fan and this fan, right in the very middle, right here, insert your hook and make another V stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And now let me show you how you're going to work this fan, because you're going to do the exact same thing for these fans here on this side after we divide the sleeves. So we have the 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Insert your hook either between the 1st and the 2nd, or between the 2nd and the 3rd. It doesn't matter, it would be up to you, but you would have to be consistent. I'm going to do it between the 2nd and the 3rd, right there. Just insert your hook there and make a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And now inside this space, move your stitches or the double crochets, and right in the very middle, insert your hook and make a V stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And then we're going to make one more. Here we're going to do the same thing we did here. Since I did mine between the 2nd and the 3rd, I'm going to do this side here between the 1st and the 2nd, right there. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And see, that's what it looks like. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 V stitches. And now to finish here, between each fan, right in the middle, right there, you have a space. So in there you're going to make another V stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So now we finish working these 2 fans, and that's what it looks like. So we have, so far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 V stitches here for this side. So now we're going to separate our sleeves. So I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fans, but first I'm going to chain 4. Okay, so skip 5 fans, and then we have the 6th fan here. I'm going to go between the 2nd and the 3rd, double crochet of these first 3, and then make my first V-stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and now move these double crochets to the side, and in the middle make your double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then one more V-stitch. Here I'm going to make mine between the 1st and the 2nd double crochet. Insert your hook there, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then between each fan in the middle right here make your V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. This is how we're going to work each one of the fans. So continue like this. We're doing the same thing for these next 3 fans. I'll meet you here to show you how we're going to divide the other sleeve. Okay, I finished making these V-stitches here along these 4 fans, and I have a total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 V-stitches. Now we're going to separate the other sleeves, so chain 4, skip 5 fans, and into the next fan, this 6th fan right here, between the 2nd and the 3rd double crochet right there, insert your hook and make your double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Then again, one more V-stitch between these stitches here in the middle. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then one more V-stitch here in this fan. So between the 1st and the 2nd, right in the middle, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And now here between this fan and this next one, a V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, so continue like this and do the same thing for this next fan. I'll meet you here at the end to show you how we're going to finish this first row. Okay, I finished making my last V-stitch for this side, and I have a total of 8 V-stitches for these 2 fans that we have here. Now to finish this row, we're going to join these 2 sides together like this. So first we're going to insert our hook right here into this stitch right there. And then on the other side, same thing, insert your hook there, grab a loop, we have 2 loops, and then we have the 4 chains here that we did at the beginning. So insert your hook there, grab a loop, and make a slip stitch. And this is how we're going to finish this first row, now with a total of 33 V-stitches all around. We have 8 for this side, 8 for this side, plus this one here in the middle, plus 16 for this part here. And now for the second row, we're going to turn, and we're going to make a slip stitch on top of this first double crochet that we have here. This is the last V-stitch here. So on top of that double crochet, make a slip stitch. Inside the chain 1 space, make a slip stitch, and now chain 3. Inside this V-stitch here, make a double crochet, chain 1, and then 2 double crochets. So inside each one of these V-stitches, we're going to work these fans. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, then jump to the next and make the same thing. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Continue like this until you come to the end right here, and I'll show you what we need to do here under the sleeve. Okay, I finished making these 8 fans, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now here under the sleeve where we have these 4 chains, you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to make a fan. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. You're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. And there it is. Okay, here's our fan. And now I'm just going to continue and do the same thing inside each one of the fans, the chain 1 space, work a fan. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, jump to the next V-stitch and do the same thing. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. This is all I'm going to do for this first row. So finish doing these fans here along this side, and then when you come here to the 4 chains, you're going to make a fan and then continue along and finish this row. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row, and up to here I have 34 fans. Now to finish the second row, just go here to the side of the 3 chains and make a slip stitch. And this is how we finish this second row with 34 double crochets. Okay, now for the third row, we're going to turn. One thing here, if you don't want to turn for every row, I kind of like the way that the stitch looks when you turn at every row, but that's a personal choice. If you don't want that and you want all of your fans to be on the right side, meaning that it's going to look exactly like this for every row, you don't have to turn. You would just make a slip stitch inside the chain 1 space and then chain 3. I'm not going to do that because I personally like the way that it looks when I turn. So I'm just going to keep turning at every row, and this is how I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. So here you're going to turn, and we're going to make these 3 slip stitches. The first one is on top of the first double crochet, the next one is on top of the second, and the third is inside the chain 1 space. Now chain 3, inside this chain 1 space make 1 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, and here's the first fan to this third row. For this row, this is all we're going to do. So inside each one of the fans where we have the chain 1 space, you're going to make 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. So continue like this, making these fans all around. At the end of this third row, you're going to have a total of 34 fans again. I'll meet you here to show you how we're going to finish this row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this third row, and I have a total of 34 fans all around. Now to finish this row and all the rows that follow, you're just going to go here to the side where we have these chains and make a slip stitch. And this is how you're going to finish each row from here on. Now to begin each row from here on, you're going to turn at every row and make these 3 slip stitches. The first one is on top of the first double crochet, the second on top of the second double crochet, and the third slip stitch inside the chain 1 space. Now you're going to chain 3, make a double crochet inside the same space here, chain 1, 2 double crochets. And here's the first fan to this 4th row. Now you're just going to continue all around, just making these fans of 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets on each one of the fans from the previous row. Okay, so when you're done with this row, you're going to go here to the side and join with a slip stitch, and then turn for the next row and make the 3 slip stitches that I showed you here. I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do, but I'll let you know here. So I'll meet you at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I did a total of 14 rows, and it's measuring about 9.5 inches, which is about 24 centimeters. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is, let's see, this is where I just finished my last row. So I turned, and now here I'm going to work these 3 slip stitches. And what we're going to do in this first row is we're going to start dividing our legs. Remember that we have a total of 34 fans all around. So I divided it in half, so 17 on this side and 17 on this side, and then I put a stitch marker. So here I'm going to make these 3 slip stitches, 1, 2, 3, chain 3. Now here's what we're going to do next. Yarn over and insert your hook between this fan and this fan, right in the center. Grab a loop, take 2 loops off, yarn over, insert your hook inside this next fan right there, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. Okay, and now here I'm just going to work a double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. So here just continue making fans on top of each one of these fans until you come here to this last fan. Not this fan, but this fan here. So I'll meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at this other end. I have 15 fans up to here and I still have one more fan here. So now to finish here, I'm going to yarn over, insert your hook here between these two fans, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, yarn over, insert your hook into the last fan, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. And this is how I finish the first row. Now for the second row, we're going to turn, and here we're going to make 4 slip stitches. The first one is on top of this stitch that we just did. Make a slip stitch into the next, slip stitch into the next, double crochet, and the last one inside this chain 1 space. Now chain 3, and now here make double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. So here's the first fan to this second row, and this is how we're going to continue now, just making fans inside each one of these chain 1 spaces of each fan all the way to the other side. So continue like this. I will meet you here to show you how we're going to finish this second row. Okay, I'm here at the end. I have a total of 15 fans up to here, so now we're going to turn, and for the third row we're going to work 2 slip stitches. The first one is on top of the second double crochet, the next one inside the chain 1 space, chain 3, double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. For this row we're going to do the same thing we did on the second row, which are these fans, just like this. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Continue like this. I will meet you here on this other end right here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this third row and I have a total of 15 fans. Now for the fourth row we're going to turn, and here we're going to work 2 slip stitches. The first one is on top of the second double crochet, and then the next one inside the chain 1 space. Now chain 3 and make 2 more double crochets, 1 and 2. Jump to the next fan and do the same thing, 3 double crochets. For this row, this is all we're going to do, 3 double crochets inside each one of the chain 1 spaces. Continue like this. I'll meet you here at this other end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at this other end. Now for the fifth row we're going to chain 2 and turn. Now here we're going to work double crochets on each one of these double crochets. So beginning on top of the first one, the 2 chains do not count as a stitch. We're going to make here our first double crochet into the next, double crochet into the next, and so on. For this row, this is all we're going to do, just 1 double crochet for each double crochet all the way to this other side. I will meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. I have a total of 44 double crochets. I cut my yarn and then I just passed my yarn through that last loop. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to insert my hook here on top of this last double crochet, and I have this loop here in this color white, and I'm going to chain 3. Now if you prefer to do single crochets here, you can. I'm just going to do front post and back post double crochets. So you would just chain 1 and then go back and work single crochets. So here, to start your first front post double crochet, I'm going to work this second double crochet into a front post double crochet. The next one, back post double crochet. Next one, front post double crochet. Back post double crochet. Front post double crochet. This is all I'm going to do for this row, so I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this row. Now my last stitch here was a front post double crochet. So now here at the end, between the 2 chains and the last double crochet, I'm going to make a double crochet here at the end. Now for the next row, we're going to chain 3 and turn. We're going to do the same thing for this row. So this first double crochet that we have here, this one here, is a back post double crochet. So I'm going to work a back post double crochet. The next one is a front post double crochet. Next one, back post double crochet. This is all I'm going to do until I come here to this other side. I will meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. My last stitch here is a back post double crochet. So I'm going to make one last double crochet here between the 3 chains and the last double crochet. So here, right in the middle, insert your hook and make your last double crochet. Now for the next row, we're going to do this exact same thing. We're going to chain 3 and we're going to work these stitches in the same way. This first one here is a front post double crochet, so make a front post double crochet. The next one is a back post double crochet. Next one, front post. This is all I'm going to do for this row, so I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making this third row here of front post and back post double crochets. Here at the end, I did my last double crochet here between the 3 chains and my last double crochet. So right into that spot right there, I made my last double crochet. Then I cut my yarn and passed my yarn through that last loop, and this part here is done. So now we're going to make the other leg. So to do that, this here is the front right there. So beginning here into this fan here, which is the one after the stitch marker, I'm going to insert my hook, grab this loop, and chain 3. One, 2, 3. Now yarn over, insert your hook between this fan and this fan, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, yarn over, insert your hook inside this next fan, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. And now here you're going to make a double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Then jump to the next fan and do the same thing. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Continue like this until you come here to the end. I will meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this first row and I have a total of 15 fans. Now to finish here, we're going to yarn over, insert your hook between these 2 fans, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, yarn over, and then insert your hook into this last fan, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops in the hook, close. And this is how we finish this first row. Now for the second row, you're going to turn and we're going to work 4 slip stitches. The first one is here where we have this first double crochet, and then the next on top of the next double crochet, on top of the next double crochet, and inside the chain 1 space. Now chain 3, double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Now this is all I'm going to do for each one of the fans. We're just going to work these fans of 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Continue like this and I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row. I have a total of 15 fans here. Now for your third row, you're going to turn and we're going to make 2 slip stitches. The first one is on top of this second double crochet, the next one inside the chain 1 space. Chain 3, double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. For this row, we're going to do the exact same thing we did on the second row, so just make 1 fan on top of each one of these fans. Continue like this all around. I'll meet you here at the end to show you how we're going to finish the third row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this third row. I have a total of 15 fans. Now for the fourth row, you're going to turn and you're going to make a slip stitch on top of this first double crochet, a slip stitch inside this chain 1 space, then chain 3, double crochet, and then double crochet, so 2 double crochets. Okay, then jump to the next fan and do the same thing, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. This is all we're going to do inside each one of these chain 1 spaces of each fan, which is just 3 double crochets on each one of them. Continue like this and I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this fourth row and I have a total of 15 fans. Now for the fifth row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. The 2 chains do not count as a stitch. Here we're going to work double crochets for each one of these double crochets. So beginning on top of the first one, you're going to make a double crochet, then double crochet on top of the next, double crochet on top of the next, and so on. This is all we're going to do all around, so I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making this fifth row and I have a total of 44 double crochets. I cut my yarn and then I just passed my yarn through this last loop here. Now we're going to do the exact same thing we did here, front post and back post double crochets. I'm only going to show you the beginning because the rest is exactly how we did it here on this other side. So to do that, go to the top of this last double crochet, grab this loop, bring it through the front and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn. Here, beginning into the second double crochet, we're going to work a front post double crochet, next one back post double crochet, next one front, post double crochet, and so on. Continue like this until you come here to the end. Remember that here at the end you're going to make a double crochet at the end between the 2 chains and this last double crochet. Then you're going to chain 3 and then turn and repeat the same thing. We're going to do 3 rows, so I'll meet you once this part here is done to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these 3 rows here, and this is what it looks like. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work single crochets along this side here and along the other side. So beginning here, this here is the back side. So on this same side that we just finished, I'm going to insert my hook here into these 3 chains at the end. I'm going to grab a loop and chain 1. Into this same stitch here, make 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. Now we're going to jump to the next stitch and do 2 single crochets. 2 single crochets into the next. And now into all of these stitches along the side, you're going to do 2 single crochets. So this is a double crochet, so make 2 single crochets. Then these are chains here at the end, so make 2 single crochets. Then we have this stitch here, that's a double crochet, make 2 single crochets. And then we have chains, 2 single crochets. And then here these are double crochets, so we're going to make 1 single crochet on top of the first double crochet here. So 1 and then 1 on top of the next. And then we have the double crochet, so 1 and 2, and then 1 and then 2. These are double crochets, so obviously we're only going to do 1. And then again here, these are fans, so 1 and 2. And then these are 4 chains, so I'm going to just do, let's see, 3 single crochets in this center here. And then 1. These are double crochets, so make 1 and 1 on each. And then this part here is the same as this side here, so you're going to do 2 single crochets on each one of these stitches here. So 2 single crochets on each one. And here at the end, 1 and 2. And then this here is a stitch, so make 1 there. And here, do 1 and 2. And then 1 and 2. And then here at the end, 1 and 2. Okay, so let me see how many single crochets I have. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 single crochets. That's how many stitches I have along this part here. If you have 42, 43, 44, it doesn't matter as long as you have the same number of stitches here on this side. And make sure that it's not too loose. We want to make sure that this part here it's not loose, so make sure you don't make too many single crochets. Okay, so now here, what we're going to do is we're going to come back on this side and do the same thing, single crochet. So chain 1 and turn. Okay, so now here we're going to skip this first single crochet and into the next make your first single crochet here, and then just continue along this part, just making 1 single crochet for each one of these single crochets from this other side until you come here to this end. I will meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at this other end, so now I'm going to chain 2 and turn. Here we're going to make double crochets, so beginning here into this first single crochet, we're going to make a double crochet, but I'm going to make sure that I go into the back loop of this single crochet like this, and then do the same thing for the next. Insert your hook through the back loop, same thing for the next, double crochet, same thing for the next, into the back loop. This is all we're going to do all the way to this other end. I will meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these double crochets all the way to this end, but I noticed that this part here, it wasn't as flexible. So what I'm going to do here is, this is double crochet number 19. So into the next 3 stitches, I'm going to make 2 double crochets instead of 1. So beginning here, there's 1 and 2. And same thing, I'm grabbing the back loop. So 1 and 2. And then 1 and 2. Okay, and now I'm just going to continue just making 1 double crochet on each one of these stitches all the way to the top. Okay, so continue like this. I'll meet you here at this other end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these double crochets and this is what it looks like. Now make sure that the exact same thing we did here in the very center you're going to do here on this other side. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to go back and make single crochets. So beginning here, we're going to chain 1 and turn. Into the second double crochet, make your first single crochet into the next, and so on. Continue making single crochets until you come here to the end. I will meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making this last row here of single crochets. Here at the end, I just did a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and passed my yarn through that last loop, and this is what it looks like. Now, you're going to do the exact same thing here for this other side. I'm not going to show you this because it's exactly the same way that I did this. The important thing is that for the first row, you have exactly the same number of stitches, as well as for the second row. Remember that we did here this increase where we did these 3 single crochets, 2 double crochets instead of 1. So make sure you do the exact same thing here in the very center. So I'm going to do that next and I'll come back and show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making this other side here and this is what it looks like. I decided to use snap buttons instead of buttons, the regular buttons, because I think they're much easier to remove for a baby. So this is totally up to you. If you want to use buttons, that is your call. Here, one thing, I think the snap buttons actually work pretty well. What I did here and what I have done in the past is I used a strip of felt. So what you see here in between is a strip of felt. And what I did at the end here is I made sure that the end here overlapped a little so that this first snap buttons holds it in place. And see, and that secures it in there and doesn't move or anything. So I've used it before and it does work pretty well. You can also use regular ribbon like this. I just didn't have white or lavender color to use it, so I decided to just cut a small strip, like 1/4 of an inch strip, and then I just weaved it here along the bottom, and this part here is done. Now I'm going to make a row here around this part now with the same hook, the 3mm crochet hook, and this yarn in white. I'm going to, and this here is the bottom and this here is the top, so I have it upside down. So now here, insert your hook there, grab this loop, bring it through the front and chain 1. Okay, now between each one of these double crochets I'm going to make a double crochet. So into the first, make a double crochet, between the next a double crochet, and now inside this chain space here, I think there's 3 or 2, I can't remember what it was. So I'm going to do 6 double crochets. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets, and then again between these double crochets here, right there between the first 2, make a double crochet, between the next 2 make a double crochet. And now in between each fan we have these spaces here. You just insert your hook there and make a double crochet, insert your hook into the next and make a double crochet, and into the next space make a double crochet. So this is what it looks like. Okay, now we have the next 3 double crochets, so between the first 2 make a double crochet, between the next 2 a double crochet, and then again inside this chain space here we're going to do 6 double crochets. Now this is all I'm going to do all around the collar, or all around the yoke. Let's see, 2, 4, 5, 6, one more. and then between the next two, double crochet, between the next two, a double crochet, and into these spaces here, double crochet, double crochet, double crochet. Okay, so continue like this all around. I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. I finished making my last double crochet, so here I'm just going to make a single crochet here and pass my yarn through this last loop, so this part here is done. And this is what it looks like. So here's a little romper. It's all done. Now let me give you the finished measurement, the total length from the top of the shoulder to the end here of the leg. It's measuring about 35 centimeters, which is about 13.75 inches. From the center of the neckline to the center here of the crotch, it's measuring about 26 centimeters, which is about 10.25 inches. Now the length of the leg from the center here of the crotch to the end of the leg, it's measuring about 9.5 centimeters, which is about 3.75 inches. Now the width here of the leg, just the top, this part here, it's measuring about 9.5 centimeters, which is about 3.75 inches. Now the yoke depth from here up to here, it's measuring about 10 centimeters, which is about 4 inches. And the chest measurement, just the top, it's measuring about 22 centimeters, which is about 8.75 inches. So based on these measurements, this bubble style romper is for baby girls between 0 and 3 months. Now you can easily make it smaller or bigger from 0 to 3 months and up to 9 to 12 months. In the information box below, I'll go ahead and leave you some information on how you can easily make it smaller or bigger. So be sure to check that out. And as always, if you prefer a written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop up here on the right hand side and in the information box below. Thank you so much for your support. Also in the information box, I'll go ahead and leave you gauge information if you need that. And what else? As far as yarn, you're going to need a total of 124 grams of yarn. About 122 grams in the primary color and about 2 to 3 grams in the secondary color. Depending on the size that you make, you may need less or more. Now the button here for the back side, this is a 10 millimeter size button, and I think I mentioned already that for the crotch area here I used snap buttons. These buttons are 12 millimeter size and I used 5. You can also use regular buttons. You can also use the same size. The spaces in between the row here of double crochets is big enough for buttons to fit through, and you can put as many as you want. So here's the finished little romper. It's absolutely adorable. So I hope you like it. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.